Hello, my name is Darkmoon Doll, and every Wednesday I do this show called Freeform Dreadlock Talk. Freeform Dreadlock Talk is a show where you ask me your questions about Freeform Dreadlock Talk, Freeform Dreadlocks, and I answer them to the best of my ability. I've had Freeform Dreadlocks for 18 years now, and I've learned a lot from having them this long. So anyway, today what I wanted to talk to you about is a subscriber had asked if I would talk more about the herbal rinses that I use, and herbal rinses in general, I guess. So I want to show you, I was going to do another herbal rinse tutorial how I do it, but I think I just want you to just refer to the video that's already done. Um, but I do want to share with you, sorry, I was reaching over for these books, but I do want to share with you these herbal books that I use as references for making my herbal rinses for my freeform dreadlocks. So let me grab these books here. This is one of my favorite books. It's the smallest book, it looks like. It's very compact with lots of information. It has a lot of your basic herbs from A through Z, and it also goes in further to discuss the history behind people using herbs like native peoples and things like that. And this book is it's just called The Herb Book, and it's by John Lust. So I like this one a lot. It's my favorite one out of all of the books that I have. This is a lot of the herbal books will have like A through Z, and they'll have the name of the herb, description and all that, and a hand drawing of what the herb looks like. So that way, if you're out and about in nature, you can be able to better recognize what it is that you're seeing. You don't want to just go and pick up any old thing and use the herb and use it because it could be poisonous. So it's good to refer to to herbal books so you know what you're getting. And this is another book. It's called The Complete Medicinal Herbal by Penelope Odie. This one's pretty cool, but I would describe it as more like a coffee table like book. It doesn't have everything that the herb book has by John B. Lust, but it is good. It talks about how to make essential oils, tinctures, and all types of things, and rinses and things like that. Just having a hard time lifting that up. This book's kind of heavier than that other one, obviously. But yeah, it has more of a, the other one's more diagrams. This one you can actually see, it has full color photos of each herb. So then that way you can really tell what's going on when you're out and about in nature, hiking or whatever, by the river, ocean, whatever. If you see these herbs, then you'll know exactly what they are and what to do with them and how to use them. So, like I said, I use rosemary primarily for my herbal rinses. So here we go. Here's rosemary. Right there. And yeah, rosemary is a wonderful herb. You can make an essential oil out of it. It's supposed to be good for exhaustion, weakness, depression, stimulates digestion, and are good for cold conditions. So, it's overall really good for other things instead of just herbal rinses and strengthening your hair. So it's kind of cool to purchase a herb book. And I've got 3, but if you purchase one and it has all the things you need in it, you don't really need a whole bunch of them. But it's just curious because this first book, the John B. Lust book, is just mainly illustrations, which there's nothing wrong with illustrations because you can still identify the herb by these illustrations, but the color photos are a lot more helpful for some. So this is another book I have. It's called The New Age Herbalist, right here, and it's by, who's it by? Does it say who it's by? Oh, Richard Mabey. Mabey. So anyway, this one's really cool too. This is kind of like the one I just showed you. I like the photos that are in here. The photos are really nice. So yeah, this one also goes into depth where they talk about not just, you know, you can use it for all these medicinal reasons, culinary reasons. They also talk about health-wise, essential oils, how to make those, just like the other one. And they also like talk about like practical herbalism, pretty much like talking about how to like when you start with like wanting to learn more about herbs, just go out and have like you know, like start with your local herbs. Don't try to get like find these like very foreign type of named herbs. Get just the basic herbs. Start with that first. Stuff that's local, and then you know, go from there. So yeah, that's all I have to really say about that. As far as herbal rinses, I've told you which herbal herbs I use for my rinses, which the main ones are rosemary, sage, and spearmint. Sometimes I'll put lavender in there because I have a little bit of lavender growing, and that just smells nice and it's really relaxing. It's aromatherapy. A lot of these herbs I like to use not just because they will strengthen my hair and make my hair grow longer, but I also like it, like I said, for aromatherapy. A lot of there's people that say, oh, I want to cut my dreads off because I was in a bad relationship with some guy and I feel like that his energy is still on my dreads. I've been in some bad relationships and I had dreads, but I didn't feel like I wanted to cut them off. The reason why is because I was doing the rosemary rinses. And the rosemary rinses, for me, rosemary, magical properties of rosemary is that it provides protection. And so when I rinse my hair in rosemary, it's not just to strengthen my hair and make it nice and strong and it'll grow longer and longer for eternity. It's also a mechanism of protection. Aromatherapy, in certain sense, that herbs give off can provide protection. And I believe that because I've used it and experienced it for myself. So I wouldn't, like, if I had a relationship that was going bad or whatever and ended and stuff, I wouldn't go and, I'm not judging anybody that would do this, but I wouldn't go and cut my dreads off. I would just, like, continue to do my rinses, maybe make my rosemary or my hair rinses a lot stronger, like adding cinnamon in there too, because I really do believe these scents, these aromas, do have a power to them. So I know it's something interesting to think about, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Green tea. Just got some green tea today, or yesterday. So yeah, that's what I do with my rinses. And then these books that I just showed you, they're great reference points. It's good to invest in a herbal book or two. And what I've been doing lately, well, at least the last time I went to the river, my son reminded me to bring the herb book. So we brought the herb book, and we were able to identify things a lot easier. We found white willow, and white willow is supposed to be good for headaches. And that's what they used. That's the originality of aspirin. It came from the white willow bark, and they grind it up and you can make medicine out of it. So I was able to identify that while out there at the river, because I had that resource. So it helps. Anyways, thank you everybody for joining me today, talking about herbal rinses, herbs, buying a herb book or two to have a resource if you want to pick your own fresh herbs. I find it really fun to pick my own fresh herbs because it's like my energy going into it, not somebody else's that's already at a grocery store or whatever. But if you can't find it anywhere else, the herbs are not available in your area easily, and the only way you can get is through a grocery store, by all means go right ahead. Grocery store, health food store. A lot of times health food stores will have herbs in bulk, so you can get just the right amount that you want. So, and I'm thinking about making like little sachets for like herbal rinses soon. I might put that on my Etsy shop. So if you guys are interested in that, leave a comment down below. Other than that, yeah, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing these videos on this channel with all your friends and family. And thank you for your kind comments. I really appreciate them. And just want to remind you guys, you know, on the Freeform Dreadlock journey, it's all individual, you know, because we're all individual, different people, unique personalities. So for me, simplicity is the key, you know. Alrighty guys, until next time, I'll see you tomorrow, Thursday. I'm going to be doing spirituality talk, so stay tuned for that. Alrighty guys, peace.